Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm definitely not Vlad, and we're playing some Enhancement in our PUG Only challenge. So, what's new here? I think not much, honestly. I think I recrafted my ring, which is something I mentioned I'd do near the end of the stream. I recrafted it with runed crests because, honestly, it feels like the best investment. Upgrading items feels a little silly because I can get hero items with higher item level, and then I'm wasting runed crests upgrading it. So I'm just getting some crafted stuff done because I think the crafted stuff is absolutely amazing for enhancement because you want haste mastery. You really don't care about either verse or crit, which you can probably see from the number or the amount of crit and verse that I have. So yeah, just focusing in fully on those two stats just feels like a really good investment of stats. Of our stat budget. You'll notice I have some new WeakAuras. I did make some to track my defensives here and to track my CC here. I feel like that's a good addition to the WeakAuras we've already had. And I've also learned that Tempest works slightly different from what I expected it to. So my assumption was that for Thorim's invocation, where while Ascendance is active, Windstrike automatically consumes up to 5 Maelstrom weapon stacks to discharge a lightning bolt or chain lightning at 100% effectiveness at your enemy, whichever you most recently used. My assumption was that Tempest always counts as lightning bolt, but that is actually not the case. Tempest will count as chain lightning for this purpose if it hits enough targets. So we're gonna go ahead and do our rotation here. I'm gonna set up a chain lightning. Yep, there we go. And then I'm going to just send Ascendance so I have Windstrike. And now I am casting chain lightning, but if I cast Tempest, let me see here. If I use Windstrike, you can see that it's still using Chain Lightning even though I cast Tempest. The offside is that you need to manually cast Tempest to actually get it used versus just casting Chain Lightning, but I think that is amazing. But now if I go and I hit a single target with it, well actually I'm going to have to wait 2 minutes, so I'm not going to do that. But you get the idea. If I hit a single target with Tempest, then it's going to treat it as Lightning Bolt, and Windstrike will start casting lightning bolts and tempests as I go. What in the hell is this? Oh, this is the Dastardly Duos thing. Okay, I don't give a shit. I was confused for a second. Never mind, that's not something I'm interested in. Now that we've done that little recap and further our understanding of our spec, we're going to go over here. Actually, we may as well grab this, and then we're going to go into the vault, which is wonderful. Let us see what kind of loot we can get ourselves from the vault. Generating loot for enhancement. Please give me something good. Okay, we got a bunch of stuff. Here we have some... Ooh, actually, I have good trinkets. I don't really care about that. So we have some hero legs. That's not bad. We have some hero boots with crit verse, so they're kind of useless. We have a hero helmet, but I think we already have... No, we have hero shoulders already. Yes, I have a new add-on for my bags. I took Baginator because I feel like I wanted to match the rest of my UI right now. We have Hoop of the Blighted, which doesn't have very good stats for us, and we have the Hero Mace, which doesn't make sense for us to take because we have crafted ones that we're probably going to recraft too with gilded crests. And everything in here for the raid is champion quality, so we really don't give a crap about that. So my choice is basically the helmet because it's 3 out of 8 hero. That's probably the best I'm going to get. Sure, this is 4 out of 8, but I don't need the weapon. And these pants are also an upgrade, but I don't want pants. So I think my choice is the helmet because I'll just get the most out of it. I could also, considering that I can just farm hero helmets, I could go for the Algari Token of Merit just to get myself a socket, and I feel like I should. I feel like that makes sense more than just getting a few item level upgrades on my current helmet and having to spend a terrifying thing, a catalyst charge. So I think actually I'm going to grab this because if I had a myth piece, I would probably go for that myth piece. Like if I had cleared a 10 before the reset and gotten myself a myth piece, I would have gotten for that. But I think I'm going to go ahead and grab these Algari Tokens of Merit because I do believe I'm going to be playing this character for a long time. Not for the series because I don't think the series is gonna go to 3K. We'll see. If people are very interested, I will take it to 3K, but I'm going to play with my pre-made because sitting in queue for hours and upon hours is not exactly great for making videos. So yeah, we have a sad, but the thing is, sadly, oh, actually we do. We have bracers that we can put this on. Perfect. We're going to slap that onto bracers, and I'm going to go ahead because they're crafted, so I'm for sure going to keep them, right? I didn't mean to drop a Tremor Totem. I meant to get on my Trader's Gilded Brutusar, but it's usually the same keybind, so yeah, anyway. So do I have all of the gem colors covered? I have an Onyx, I have a Sapphire, and I have a Emerald, but I don't have a Ruby, so let's get a Ruby. I guess I want a masterful ruby because that'll give me mastery and crit, because I'm a little bit lower on the mastery department. I have 16k mastery and I have a 19k haste. I want it to be about even from my understanding of the spec. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the the masterful ruby. There it is. And we're going to right click this, and then Narcissus adds this little bit of the UI where I can automatically add these, and bam, we have another little bit of stats here. Beautiful. Now, do I have any other? I have 10 runed undermine crests, but I don't want to spend them because all of the pieces that I can still upgrade with runed crests, I can just skip some of those upgrades if I just get a hero piece. So upgrading one item by 3 or 4 item levels doesn't feel useful enough for me to actually want to spend those 10 crests when I could get a 3 out of 8 hero piece and then upgrade it to 4 out of 8 with just those 10 rune crests and get much more value that way, because I'll be skipping a few, what are they called? A few upgrades thanks to just getting higher item level baseline. We're now at 654. I'm quite happy with that. Our stat distribution is absolutely amazing. I'm loving it. We even have mastery, what are these called? Flasks to help out with the mastery gap between haste and mastery, and I'm feeling good. Now, I haven't checked the, oh, hold on, I think I did get stuff. Oh, we got the Molten Chimera. That's awesome. I think I need to unpack it from here. There we go. Unwrap. And is there Chimera? There we go. Cold Flame one. I feel like this would really go well with what we've got going on here with our set. Oh, hold on. That's not what I wanted. Hold on. I did not replace it correctly on the bar. It's actually somehow smaller than Thrayer. That is kind of insane. All right, let's take a look. This is Thrayer. Absolutely massive Birdo. And then this is Cold Flame coming. Yeah, it's actually smaller, and I like that. I prefer mounts to be as small as possible just because, you know, you can fit into, what are they called? Certain doors and whatnot and fly into buildings, and it's kind of helpful. And also so they don't take up most of my screen. Anyway, let's take a look what we have on offer. I think I had already bought the mount. Yeah, that I have the Cold Flame one. I wanted to buy that. And I also wanted to buy this thing because I think it looks really cool. Maybe not on this character, to be honest, because of the scaling and the width of his head and whatnot. But I feel like this helmet looks really cool, so I'm going to go ahead and buy that. These shoulders are kind of cool, but I think I'm going to grab the reins because mount number go up and me like that. Purchase. There we go. And now, well, this zooms out. Let me just really quickly... oh, okay. It's already unpacked and everything. Wonderful. So now we have how many mounts? We have 372. Slowly but surely we are... Oh, my goodness. What is this add-on? Is this rarity or something? Do I actually have rarity? I don't have rarity. I have something else. I guess it's I have no idea. I just don't know. Doesn't matter. What we're going to focus on now is what we actually want to do today. So what do I want to do? I have a +8 Rookery. On the stream that we did last night, we managed to get all of the other 6 keys done. So in our first video, we did the Priory of Sacred Flame. Then in the second video, we did the Motherload +8. And now we have a +8 Rookery. In the meantime, we also cleared all of these other keys at +6 difficulty. So we did 6 keys last night, actually. Holy shit, that's a lot of work. Which is where we got our Fractured Sparks from. I already turned one into a actual spark so that I can craft. I kind of want to craft boots, but I want to craft boots with at least, what are they called? With at least runed crests. Probably gilded. And also a cloak wouldn't be bad either, but yeah, besides the point. Maybe even pants, considering the tier pants are actually kind of doo-doo. I don't know, we'll see. So now I'm thinking I kind of want to do a 10, but even if I just do this 8 Rookery, I could actually just get 2k rating. And I feel like just getting 2k rating could be a cool video. So let's go for 2k rating by doing this Rookery. I don't think I've done it. Obviously, I haven't done a Rookery. There's a Motherload and a PSF. I just talked about it. My attention span knows no bounds because it is non-existent. I guess I'll start a group and see if I can find someone willing to play with me. All right, cool. We already have a tank that's willing to go with us. Let's go. Just getting a tank into the group very quickly will help a lot with forming the group more quickly, so that's nice. There's some DPS queuing up, some decently high item level DPS too. This group kind of balances out. It's a balanced druid and a shadow... Oh, they canceled. Oh, well. I'm gonna wait for a healer just so that I don't... what am I trying to say? So that a healer can queue with a friend and get in there. 637 queuing for an 8. That's ambitious. Not impossible for them to do the 8. Just with 0 rating and stuff and no main score linked, it's going to be a little rough for them to get into a +8 key. In fact, I'll try to stop them wasting their time sitting in this queue when they can apply to other dungeons. Ooh, these guys are really geared and they've done 10s. I'm surprised that they're applying to an 8. I guess they just want some easy crests, huh? Ooh, a monk. Let's take a monk. They're like an endangered species. Now, I'm really hoping we start getting some, what are they called? Some healers to apply, because we only have the healer and 1 DPS spot left. And like I said, I want to keep the 1 DPS spot open in case a healer applies with a friend. Hank is letting me know that the queue is full. I told them the same thing I'm saying here, which is like I try to let healers apply with friends if they want to. I would love a warrior because now we have extra physical damage. Actually, the extra physical damage doesn't really do much for me because I do mixed damage, but we could get a, a warrior that would increase my attack power, which would benefit both the monk, myself, and the paladin. And we don't really care about having full melee in this. Like, sure, it might be a little bit of an annoyance on the second boss, but you can usually manage that. But let's say, for balance purposes, we're going to invite a balanced druid or some other ranged DPS once we have a healer. I'm just waiting for a healer, though. This is taking a moment. What the heck are you looking for in a +8? It looks like the healers are on strike, man. There's no healers applying. There, I just had to complain about it. There we go. We'll take them. They're our best clear, so they canceled. Never mind. Unfortunato. Another monk. Screw it. We'll take the monk. Now we wait for a warrior. Let's go full melee. Why not? Honestly, warriors have become a bit of an endangered species in my opinion. So I think we may just take the balanced druid. Why not? 652 item level, plenty for what we're doing right now. But there is this warrior that could give me attack power. Now let's take at least one ranged character. At least one ranged character. There we go. And here we go with a, what is this? Rookery +8 with Ascendant and Fortified. Ascendant? What is that? I can't remember what that is. Doesn't really matter, I guess. I'm going to put a focus on one of these. We do have Ascendance running for just a moment here, but I don't think it's particularly important. We're going to go ahead and send a new Ascendance and just go ham here. We're going to send that kick, like we said. Try and get this Crash Lightning Cleave going. And let's keep these Tempests running. We can keep spamming Wind Strike after Tempest. We don't have to cast the other thing because we now know that that is not how that works. So, as I explained earlier in the video, if you skip through that, basically we learned that Tempest actually will cast Chain Lightning if it hits multiple targets. It'll consider that to be Chain Lightning for Thorm's Invocation, which makes your Wind Strike consume automatically Maelstrom weapon and send out a Chain Lightning or Lightning Bolt, whichever one you cast more recently. I'm going to interrupt this guy, spread my Flame Shock, use Doomwinds here in a second. That was probably not the cleanest I could have done that. And I'm holding my Primordial Storm now to see if I can get some doggos to spawn in, because apparently that is the optimal way to play that. I don't think it makes a big difference. I've done some testing. I think it's very, very min-maxy, but it's something to take into consideration, I guess. And if you're not familiar with Enhancement Shaman, in the previous episode I actually did do a little bit of a breakdown. It's not a perfect breakdown because I don't know everything about Enhancement, but I think it's enough to let you follow along at like what I'm talking about. Oh, it's this one. Easy peasy. We've got 2 monks, 2 rings of peace. No problemo. We'll be able to take care of that very smoothly. Even if it was just me taking care of it, I'm going to be able to take care of it every single time with my knock-up. Because it's a wide enough area, Thunderstorm, to actually cover it, and the cooldown is much shorter than the time between each of those spawning in. Now, I'm a little confused here as to why we're not grabbing these guys. Okay, let's go ahead and purge them so they don't cast quite as quickly. And I think I'm not going to send any cooldowns other than this Primordial Storm, because the next pull, if history is any indication, will actually be a pull where we do a Void Rider, 1 Thunderer, and this pack over here. So we're going to go ahead and hold our cooldowns in anticipation of that being pulled. So the reason I purged the 2 Thunderers is because this buff that they have, Lightning Infused, actually increases their haste by, I believe, 30%. So it's very important to remove that buff from the Thunderers because they will absolutely ruin your shit. So those in the corner that we've just fought also have it. I'm gonna... Okay. What's going on here? Why did our friend die? Did he just rip aggro right away? All right, hold on. Let's try and send our cooldowns here. Spamming the bejesus out of Wind Strike. Need to make sure I actually do use the Tempest manually. Put focus on that Thunderer. There we go. We've recovered, it looks like. I was very confused here for a second. I don't know why exactly. I saw the monk die before anything really even started happening. So I was just confused. I don't know. Poor monk though. We just lost out on a big pull. So no good overall for him. I'm gonna send my what's it called, Primordial Wave and Storm, just to make sure that my cooldowns sync up a little bit better. Let's rebuff the monk, and then I think he wants to pull more. We're going to purge these guys like I talked about. We're gonna kick one. I'm gonna put down a stun totem, and let's send out our Tempest into Chain Lightning, Crash Lightning, all that good stuff. We're using a bounce back, which kind of bites us in the ass because we have to then deal with these guys spreading out, but I think we're okay. Let's send Primordial Storm. I unfortunately only have one Flame Shock right now because I used my Lava Lash incorrectly there. I thought I had Flame Shock on the target, so I hit it with Lava Lash to make sure that I refresh and spread the Flame Shocks. But unfortunately, I didn't actually have Flame Shocks up, so my Primordial Wave only had one target, giving me only 4% haste on top of the 10% baseline. All right, we're ready for the boss. I guess I'm going to Bloodlust this. Maybe I should have Bloodlusted first pull, but first pull I only Bloodlust if we pull the side pack on top of it, so I don't know. But at this pace, we're probably going to have Bloodlust for the last boss, so that kind of works out, I think. Maybe a little bit. Maybe I just kind of forgot about Bloodlust, okay? Maybe that's the case, okay? Get off my back. I'm bad, okay? Whatever. Probably somebody already typed saving Bloodlust for next season. Which, maybe I am, dude. Next season's probably going to be harder than this. We might need more Bloodlust then. The Ring of Peace use is absolutely amazing. Now what I want to do is I want to use my cooldowns. I'm going to try and proc some wolves here before I send my Primordial Storm. I see one wolf. Need to track that a little bit better. 2 wolves, let's send it because it was running out. I adjusted my WeakAura to show me how much time I have remaining on my Primordial Storm. Let's get into the center of these so that we don't get hit by the beam as it comes out. There we go. Beautiful. And we have a Primordial Wave and Storm ready to use. Maybe I should have held it there and kept smacking it, but I think it's better off just... I can sometimes just send it. I don't really care. And that is Kyrios dead. Holy shit, we actually absolutely ruined him. I guess that's because it's fortified and not tyrannical. So last time I played here, it was tyrannical, and it felt like it took forever to do it. Hold on already. Jesus, I'm just floating forward. It's really annoying because I'm trying to use my my dash to get down faster. We're gonna go ahead and use our Maelstrom weapon to help out Zulembi here, heal him up to full. Tank is what the fuck was that? Tank just stood here on the corner and like keyboard turned around. All right, we're kicking that. He silenced it. On top of that, we're gonna put a focus on this. Now let's send cooldowns here. All of everything that we have. I'm gonna use a defensive. Try and get our instant casts out so that we can actually keep hitting something because I couldn't reach here. I'm going to get rid of that curse thing off of our healer because it's actually really annoying. We're going to go ahead and kick that thing that's right next to us. We'll take Blaze while we're far away. Beautiful. I think that was decently well handled. We just have this guy spam casting in the back. We're going to get rid of that curse. We're going to try and kick him. There we go. We get the kick in. Our tank's already moving on to the next thing, which is not great considering we have this guy back here, but he's moving out of line of sight, I think. Trying to grab that crusher at the bottom. Now I want to wait for Doom Winds here. I kind of want to wait for Doom Winds here, which might lead to us having to use my cooldowns on the next back, which is not ideal. Go ahead and remove that curse if I can, which I can. Just gonna try and step away. That actually hit a bunch of people. I'm so sorry. All right, I guess I'm gonna send... I'll have cooldowns for boss, so that's kind of nice, but I feel like I should save cooldowns for the double diffuser pull. That pull is scary and I wanted to be dead ASAP. Oh, we're just double pulling. Oh, that works even better. All right, I can do that for sure. Send out all of our cooldowns. See if we can get what's it called, some wolves. I think I have some wolves. I'm gonna send my defensives here. I don't have a healing potion because I'm stupid and I haven't bought one yet. We're sending the Tempests. All right, we got some good damage out of that, I think. I'm a little flustered here. Hell of a pull, and I got very low at the beginning. I'm trying to just get away from people that have the circle, but they kind of run around in circles and you know, cause some issues. Tank bubbles to make sure he lives. I'm going to try and stay on this Void Diffuser as best I can, but I don't know if I can kill him before he casts another thing. Okay, we good. There's the diffuser. There's the diffuser. We've taken care of the affixes. Very nice. We have the 10 stacks of the buff. Beautiful. That was a cluster and I didn't use my cooldowns. I didn't use my what is this thing called? Primordial Wave again, but that was just kind of rough. I was scared for my life, which makes me automatically play worse, especially when I'm commentating. All right. Well, we don't have cooldowns here, but I guess we have some, so we can send those. All right, we're gonna let this jump over to the tank. Then I'm gonna stand a bit further away from the tank because I was the one that most recently got it. Oh, the tank gets a second stack, or was that the last stack? That looks like it was the last stack, so that works out quite well. Now, ideally, what could happen here is we get one on the range DPS, which, you know, that would be good. I'm just standing here to see who gets it next. Okay, the healer is taking care of moving it around as necessary, so that's good. Try to avoid getting stomped by that. Put a stun totem down here. We're gonna knock. Oh, more circles. Okay. Waiting for my full combo of cooldowns here. I don't know if I should ever hold Ascendance. It feels bad to hold Ascendance, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. So let's send absolutely everything now that we have it. And we already have, whatchamacallits. Lightning Bolt primed. I'm going to send our Primordial Storm here because we have a Doggo. That'll buff up our damage. There we go. Ain't that beautiful. Looks like our friend here got the dot twice in a row. I wasn't paying attention to that. That's my bad. But the healer recognized the situation and put the external on them, which is very good. The external being the bubble, which gives them a huge absorb shield and also puts hots on them depending on the talents that the healer has, which most likely they have the talents that give the target the hots when the bubble is applied to them. Just trying to avoid these orbs right now. It looks like we've gotten an easy job to do because the orbs just stood like they fired off in the same direction twice, which makes it very easy to avoid because you just have to dodge once and then stay where you are. I really don't want to send cooldowns, but they keep desyncing, man. That's kind of annoying. All right, we just got this one guy. I want to practice the little skip jump. I know that we're not utilizing it, but I want to practice it. So let's get over here and just jump forward. And that should make me land right here, right on the edge. Boom. And we don't pull either. Perfect. That's just a bit of practice for the future because I don't go here often. You know, I don't come here often. So I may as well try to do that. Okay. So I'm just going to send Doomwinds here for this Primordial Storm. I think it's okay. I'm going to send that Tempest before it expires. And I should be using Chain Lightning here to reset the cooldown of my Crash Lightning. Let's do Crash Lightning, and then we can do double Tempest, it looks like. Very nice. Percent-wise, I do think we need these Crushers because we didn't pull, what's it called? We didn't pull the guys at the beginning on to the side, so I think we need some extra Crushers here. We can't just skip them. And now I have cooldowns available again. I'm going to use Primordial Storm, but I'm going to hold Ascendance for Doomwinds. I don't know, man. Is that a good idea? Am I doing it wrong? I feel like I'm doing it wrong. Or maybe I should just send cooldowns on cooldown and not really worry about overlapping them so much. All right, I'm going to use a self-heal here just to help out a little bit with the heals. I think, is the good idea to release here, or do we want to maybe even send a CR, or are we worried about the last boss and shouldn't send the CR? I don't know. It looks like the tank doesn't want the druid to release, so we're just going to wait and give them a quick res here. I'm casting Ancestral Spirit as well. May as well do that because why not? I have a bunch of haste. So does the Paladin, apparently. Let's heal them. We got move speed here. Are we ready to go? I think we're ready to go. We've rebuffed, and we have all of our cooldowns. Let's spread that Flame Shock, use Primordial Wave, then Doomwinds, Ascendance, and spam Windstrike. Let's spend our Tempest. Make sure we get the cleave from Crash Lightning. Spend our Tempest again. More Tempest, and now Primordial Storm, because we have as many doggos as we're going to get from this. I kind of got hit by an orb there, and that is my bad. We're going to go ahead and interrupt this to reduce the damage being taken by the group. Don't have an interrupt now, but somebody else does get the kick in. Beautiful. Okay, and now let's actually use Primordial Storm here. I'm going to use it just straight off the bat. I'm just going to send it. I don't really mind. Dude, it feels hard to be useful next to the monks when it comes to this affix. When the monks actually do handle it, because sometimes they don't be handling it. Now we don't have cooldowns available, but we're pulling double here. Tank needs to grab aggro. There we go. Tank gets aggro. What we do have is, what are they called? We have, hold on, let me spread this Flame Shock. We have at least Doomwind's Primordial Storm, so that's something. Looking out for the orbs, they're kind of hard to see on top of this big boy over here. And then for next one, I guess it's another double pull, so I will probably have, what are they called? I will have all my cooldowns. I just wasted my kick instead of using my focus interrupt. I tried to tab target interrupt, and that's a bit of a waste. I need to stop standing in these orbs. I need to stop standing in the orbs. I'm very scared. I'm so sorry, healer. I'm playing so poorly. Okay. Well, we're going to try and send our Primordial Storm here, and then we'll try to sync those up mid pull there. I think it'll work out. And I'll knock these up just so that I can get some value for the affix. All right, so we got the Ascendant, we got the Void Stone. We want to focus on the Ascendant, I guess. And we've got our cooldowns, but I don't want to send them just yet. I want to get that Primordial Storm in the cooldowns. All right, Primordial Wave, get that haste, send our cooldowns into this, make actual use of that. And let's get the Cleave in from the Crash Lightning. I should really be using Crash Lightning right before I go into Ascendance to make sure that I actually have whatchamacallits, that I have the Cleave thing for all those wind strikes I'm going to put out. Would be very, very beneficial. But that's something I got to work on as far as rotation is concerned, because I'd like to remind you, I've only recently started playing this. Not that good at it yet. All right, we're gonna step a little bit forward. Stun Totem goes down here. It looks like we pulled anyway. I'm not sure what pulled it. May have been the Stun Totem. I don't think so, but Tank is opting to stand here in the center. Looks like we have people covering the other side though. I guess I'll cover this side because Tank wants to stand near the center. I'm just gonna go like this. I'm gonna use a shield here. I can keep hitting the boss here, which is very nice, while breaking this this pillar. I'm gonna hold a little bit so we can maybe get that shield break in before I send these cooldowns. All right, I'm sending cooldowns now because we just broke the shield, so we want to get that extra damage in while the guy has the, what is this called? Storm's Vengeance on him. We also used Lust to help all our friends do a big damage burn, and we're burning this thing down to the ground. Look at that. We're at 40%. Next shield break, this thing is dead. Because I will have Ascendance and then Wind Strikes will rain down upon it. We can kick that one so we can contribute in case people ran out of AoE CC there for a second, which I don't think they did. I guess I'll send Primordial Storm here. Maybe I should have held it because we were about... Actually, I think it's okay. I think it's okay. We get the Wind Strikes in here in a second. Go, Wind Strike. Go, go, Gadget, Wind Strike. We might make sure we take care of this pillar so we don't have ads spawning in. We're just blasting the bejesus out of this boss. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice here. I've been yapping for the last hour or so. There we go. We're looking for a little bit of percent. I think we need this guy. I think we need that guy for sure. We need that guy because these guys basically don't give any percent. We're gonna move our totems here. He's 2.22%. We're gonna need some of these guys as well, it looks like, but that's okay. We are prepared for it. Doom Winds into Primordial Storm will just take care of all of these guys. Tempest on top of that with some Chain Lightning to really spice things up for the civilians here, and we are donezo with them. Now we just need to take care of this guy. We have some cooldowns, it seems, because people are kind of popping off. And with him dead, we will have a 2-star +8 Rookery. That is really nice. A ++ Rookery, if you will. A ++8 Rookery. And that gives us 2k with a little bit to spare. Love to see it. I'm going to reset our movement speed totem and drop it down here for our friends. Beautiful. We'll move it ahead here as well to help others. That's awesome. This was a great run, honestly. I really enjoyed this. Oh, I got myself an agility one-hander. Does the monk want the agility one-hander? He's got a champion one. Maybe he wants it. I don't know. I'll trade it to the monk and see if they want it. Yeah, they just whispered me. I'll give him a little heart here. Here you go. A little heart. Enjoy. Make sure that people know. Oh shit. Sorry. I whispered the guy. I whispered the guy the thing. I'm gonna say wrong chat, but I also put it in the party chat so people can know that. All right, see you around, and we're gonna peace out. Very cool. And Zalembi says, "See ya, not lad." I'm gonna say "see ya" back. Last episode, I said thank you to the Demon Hunter who said that they would sub, but I didn't actually reply to them in game, which was super rude. I was just a complete lapse of judgment, let's say. I just felt stupid about it, but oh well. Interrupts looking good here. I wasn't tracking overall data for the entirety of that, but it looks like I am on top of above a Proud Paladin. I guess they only had one rebuke, so they didn't get as many interrupts in. But yeah, that's surprising. Pretty happy with it. Lots of void bolts, which makes sense. You have to fight the Ascendants for so long, and there's 3 of them, 4 by the end of it, because we had to pull the extra one. So lots of void bolts to be interrupted. 7 lightning bolts, which is good because those hurt like hell. Happy with that. Let's see our damage breakdown. Lots of Tempest damage to be expected. I do believe I munched some Tempests, but I believe I'm munching fewer of them now that I actually see how many I have stacked up, because that actually tells me that I need to go spend one. Let's take a look at our auras here really quick. Okay, so we've had 23 refreshes compared to it was 36 the last time we checked this stat. But I do remember having more reapplications of this of Tempest, which means I had more reapplications means more refreshes actually, and more refreshes means that I had another Tempest stack be gained when I'm about to lose out on the buff. But either way, I feel like I'm improving a little bit on that front. Now, I think one thing to help me improve even more would be to change my conditions. Holy shit, lag spike, what the heck? Opening up all the WeakAuras to load in. No bueno. One thing that would help me a little bit is to change the condition that I have for when I actually have the ability glow. So currently it is, if I have Tempest at all, I'm turning off the like the little line glow, and I'm turning on the full glow. So what I want to change that to is stacks of that aura equals 2, then we want to full glow it, which I think will be quite nice. So instead of it glowing the second I have a Tempest stack, it's gonna glow when I have 2, and that'll tell me like, hey, you really gotta spend these Tempest stacks or you're gonna lose out. So I feel like that is a nice little improvement, because you may have noticed that it always glows when I have Tempest available, fully glows, and then it does a little line glow on Chain Lightning and Lightning Bolt when I have Arc Discharge, which basically lets me instant cast those after I use a Tempest. Funnily enough, that also stacks to 2. So maybe I should add some kind of tracker for that, for Arc Discharge. But I feel like I instantly use Arc Discharge, so I don't have to really worry about that. But it would be useful to know when I have 2 instead of just 1. I don't think I'm going to make a WeakAura for that. I think I'm fine. Sorry, I'm running back and forth thinking about WeakAuras because this is how I kind of improve at classes. I recognize things that I'm doing wrong, and then I try to make WeakAuras that are going to help me with it. Now, one thing I do want to do is I want to check how many lightning wolves I have. Actually, let me just go ahead and find the, maybe there's a pre-made WeakAura for it. Let's see. I gotta make that. That's gonna be good shit. Buffs and dots. Let's add a new aura, pre-made auras, icon 32, I guess. I don't know. I'll adjust it as necessary. Buffs, and I think it's called Crackling Surge. Yes, there we go. Okay, so we want to track Crackling Surge, only show it if I'm buffed, and we want the text to show, I guess, stacks. Is stacks the correct thing? So we're gonna disable swipe completely because we don't actually have a timer for it. We just know that it's active. And then stacks is in the bottom right. Let's duplicate this, and I think count is actually what we're looking for. And we might want to make it glow when we have a certain count so that we know we were good to go. Let's move this to the top left, and let's make this one be 1 dot match count. Does that make sense? All right, and let's just move this to I can keep it in the center of the screen. Let's see what it does and how it works. So I'm just going to go ahead and send my cooldowns here. Whammo blammo. And now we're spamming this to see how many. Okay, we have 1 doggo. Let's see. Can I get another doggo? A second doggo. Yes? Maybe? Yes, a second doggo spawns in, and the match count thing is actually what I need, not the stacks thing, because these are separate buffs. They don't actually stack. So that is very, very nice. I think 2 dogs is good, 3 dogs is great, so let's make 2 glows for this. We're still in combat because the dogs are ripping the menu one. These target dummies, training dummies, whatever. I'm getting ripped apart by these dogs. Or sorry, wolves. Wait for WeakAuras to open. There we go. Now that we know that we use match count and not stacks, we'll get rid of stacks. We'll change this to center, and we'll make it like, do I need it to be this large though? Actually, I don't think I do. Let's make it like this, and then we're going to go 24 by 24, and we're going to add another glow. We're going to duplicate this so we have an action button glow, and glow 1 will be a pixel glow. Now let's go to conditions, and I believe this is match count per unit, since I'm the unit and the count is what. Okay, I think this is what I'm looking for. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is what I'm looking for. So if it has 2, then I want glow 1 to be on. Let's duplicate this, and if it has 3, I want glow 2 to be on. So what this means is if I have 2 of the wolves, it's going to do a little pixel glow around it. If I have 3 of the wolves, then it's going to glow. Actually, let's make this 3 or more, because then I know for sure that I'm in a good spot and I'm really popping off. Now it is in the center of the screen. I'm not sure where I would put it. Should I put it under Primordial Storm, because that's what I'm kind of grinding it for? Or should I put it above Storm Strike? Let's put it above Storm Strike. I feel like that's a good spot for it to be. We go to display. Let's close these texts and these glows. I don't need that. Actually, hold on. I'm just going to adjust this to use custom color for the glows so that they don't glow yellow. I want them to glow white. I think that looks cooler because of all the lightning, you know? Now let's adjust the anchor frame. WeakAuras Storm Strike. I think that should work. Yes, it is working because I saw it move to where the Storm Strike is. 4 pixels. Let's just actually see everything Enhancement has to offer. Yeah, there we go. We've got the doggos. We're going to turn off set parent to anchor. And I feel like that'll be good. Okay, let us use our cooldowns once again. Now we should be able to track the number of, what are they called, doggos that we spawn in. Let's see, when does one spawn in? There's 1. Now when we have 2, it should start glowing. There we go, we have 2. Can we get a 3rd? There we go, we got a 3rd. And now we know that we have 3, it does the full glow. Now what we see here is that the glow that we have for 2 is not actually working out. Looks like Tempest summons them, so now I finally understand where the hell they're coming in from. We're gonna wait for combat to drop, and then we're gonna adjust that glow that we have for it. There we go. Okay, so the glow number 1, which is the little lines, we're going to adjust that. The line length will be, I don't know, 5. Will that work? We'll find out in a little bit when I can send some more Tempests. All right, here's 1 Tempest, farming up a 2nd Tempest to get a 2nd doggo. That did look a little bit better for the little split second that I had it. It did look better. I don't know why I'm checking it through this when I can just check it through the WeakAuras, honestly. I just feel like mashing some dummies. Always fun. Send Primordial Storm, send Tempest. Yeah, I'm not able to keep 2 dogs up at the same time. Unless I get some procs, I guess. We just lost the 1 dog when we got the 2nd. Actually, no, we have a dog up, but the thing is not showing me that I have a dog. Okay, so the WeakAura is a little wonky. Because I have 2 dogs up now. I have 2 Crackling Surges. That is a little bit wonky. But yeah, it looks good. Now I just got to figure out why it's so buggy. I don't think I can do much about that. It's just how the game tracks it. Take a look at trigger. So it wasn't recognizing that I had Crackling Surge up, even though I had Crackling Surge up. It should at least show me the icon, even if it isn't showing me the correct number. So that's a little bit annoying, but I guess it's okay. Anyway, I added that little thing to be able to track whether I have 1 wolf, 2 wolves, 3 wolves, or however many wolves, so that I can know that my attacks are being buffed up accordingly. There we go. There's the Rolling Thunder. Tempest summons a Nature Spirit for 15 seconds. Gotcha. It's annoying that the buff doesn't show that it's 15 seconds. So I'd have to adjust the timer myself to be able to see just how much time I have. That's a problem for future Vlad. I think I've yapped enough and done enough WeakAura stuff in this video. You guys are probably bored and have already left, so I'm talking to myself all alone. And if I'm not, well, let me know in a comment that you stuck through the WeakAura bit. But that's pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed it, drop a like. Let me know what you liked about it in a comment down below. If you had fun, make sure you subscribe because there's more episodes coming. If you want to see what happens between these episodes and series, you can check out the stream. If you can't make it to the stream, you can of course check out the live section of this YouTube channel for the VODs. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Dude, this mount actually looks really, really cool. I wish WeakAura didn't look ugly with that helmet on. Then I would be rocking the helmet and just matching. Like I would basically be the 3rd little head for these chimeras.